Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Witten and Andy Fenton on Fridays. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chats. Marvellous Monday. Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are. If you think it's Get Rich Quick, you're in the wrong place. This is the wrong podcast. This is the wrong live for you. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. Hope you're all awesome and well.
There you go, team. Good morning. Morning to everyone joining here this morning, Wednesday, 16th of October. Time's flying, almost Christmas. I hope you're all well, team. Listen, if you haven't sort of seen me around before, my name's Sjostedt, here representing the Property Management Group. Today, part of the 6-star team, helping you keep safe and maintain your wealth, grow your wealth, I suppose, within the group. And 8:10 on Wednesdays, we jump on and talk all things property management. I got a bit of a doozy this morning. You guys might know I like to ramble on and might go into a bit of a rant this morning. So we'll see how this morning goes, team. But I can see a few early birds already on, which is good to see. Jeff, g'day, mate. Hope you're well. And Kevin, as always, mate, good evening to you from down under. Here we go. Good stuff, team. Listen, today's topic for Property Management Wednesdays. Tell you what, I've been spending some time over the weekend and even on Monday at a bit of a property management conference. Like to sort of, get some more information out there is all I think we always can learn, which is what we're all about, of course. And, took away some really cool things about, how I could maybe service people better and service you guys better and all that sort of stuff, which is all the good stuff. But certainly there's some insights I took away in terms of, depth of experience, depth of knowledge throughout the industry. And it was really kind of interesting to see at the same time, sort of thinking, how's this going to play out? And I'll tell you what, this topic today, tribunal system is broken, team. I'm telling you, it's broken. You might believe it, you might not. Maybe throw it in the chat. Tell me if you've had a tribunal experience in your state or territory. Put that in the chat for me. Love to get your 2 cents worth on how that experience was for you if you have unfortunately had to go through that process. But I've got a cracker this morning and I'm not happy about it, right? I'm not happy about it. So we're going to talk about it today. So let's talk about the tribunal system. Or I'll just see if anyone's keen to share their experience. Bunty says, morning, Bunty. Mate, good to see you here. So team, going on this one today about tribunal, I went on their website. I'm going to talk about the Victorian tribunal system this morning, VCAT as it's known, and I just want to read a bit of a short paragraph that is basically what it says on their website. Right, the Victorian Civil and Administrative Tribunal provides fair, efficient, and affordable justice for the Victorian community. We do this by making decisions about a wide range of cases, or by helping people resolve disputes, right? That's what it's built for. We have a responsibility to treat everyone fairly based on the facts and the law. Now, in this case that I'm going to share with you, which has dragged on for over 12 months, I call rubbish on that statement because I don't think this scenario has been fair to the rental provider in any way, shape, or form, and I don't think it has followed the correct proceedings. But anyway, we are here to talk about it, and maybe we'll pick up something, at the end of this to maybe avoid these situations in future. So, in this experience, to give you guys some context to the story, this particular property and management was a takeover. So, we came into this with a renter already in place at the property, which was fine. As time goes by, and long story short, over a 12-month period, in excess of 12-month period, the rent has not paid rent, right? So, that would mean that they are not filling their obligations of their tenancy agreement. I think everyone would understand that and would agree that as a renter, you have some obligations, as we do as investors and rental providers, right? Now, down in Victoria, there's a thing called, strikes. And if you get a certain amount of strikes, you can apply to tribunal and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not going to get into that detail today. I want to fast forward to the actual length and focus on the length of time it took to actually vacate this particular renter. Now, in this experience, I just come to the conclusion it's a bit of a joke of a system, right? As I say from the top, it's a rubbish system that has unfortunately created some stress and frustration for the agents. It's created some stress and frustration for the rental provider as well. And I can tell you what, it's probably created some stress for the renter as well, given their scenario. Of course, we always try to work with our renters and provide payment plans and things like that. So again, not about the detail today, but over a 12-month period plus, you can imagine if you as the rental provider are not receiving rental payments and you feel the renter is not meeting their obligations, given that they've had a few ways to make right, and you try to work with them, of course, because we always encourage that. You need to work with your renter in this space because people do have challenges from time to time. Now, through the tribunal system, sometimes there can be, well, most of the time there is a length, you've got to wait a certain amount of time to actually get a hearing. And then when you get to these hearings, there could be multiple hearings on that day, and the case of your case being adjourned time and time after again can be highly likely in some scenarios. This is why I call the system is broken, because what's the point, right? What's the point, in that space? Now, in this scenario, 12 plus months later, almost $10,000 later in rent owing from the renter in this scenario, right? It finally got to a stage where a warrant was issued and notice to like an eviction notice was issued, and the day came where that warrant was going to be executed via the police. So you can imagine the police, the locksmith, the property manager are turning up, and you can imagine what you find. In my experience, when you've got issues like that, rent is generally not going to be the only challenge you face, team. I can tell you that. And yeah, you guys let me know in the chat if that's experience, if you've experienced that. But in this scenario, it wasn't just rent owing, obviously $10,000. Now, for you guys as a rental provider, us as the property manager, how do you manage that cash flow over a 12-month period, given you can't make claims straight away, right? So what we found at the property, tenant was evicted, tenant had left. However, we're also faced now with property damage. We're faced with a number of repairs that need to be attended to. We're now faced with, cleaning. Now, I'm not talking get the spray and wipe out. Here, this is going to require a significant bond clean. Rubbish was left there, a lot of junk. Look, just not your ideal scenario, right? So my point today is, other than letting you guys know, I think the tribunal system is broken, clearly. However, why are we talking about this? Well, look, the decisions you guys make as rental providers and investors, right, will absolutely influence your future. It's absolutely going to influence and determine whether you're able, or whether you put yourself in a position with your property management team to hold that property for a longer period of time. I've been doing this 13 plus years, team, and I see so many times people get to that 3 to 5 year mark and the holding strategy goes out the window because we as humans sometimes get impatient and not sure how to work through these challenges. And what can tend to happen is, we move the property on and we never sort of achieve the goals that we want to do. This is why only 1% succeed. So in this space, team, where did it go wrong? How can we deliver a framework, deliver a strategy to avoid these scenarios or put yourselves in better positions into the future? In this scenario, like what went wrong, right? Was it how the renter was selected in the first place through the application process, right? What did that look like? We've jumped on Wealth Coffee Chats before, spoken about, the 4 steps to be diligent around the application process, right? Now, was that followed? Was that adhered to? Did the renter slip through the cracks in that scenario, right? We can look at that. So you've got to take it back to the start. If you select a better renter or a more, again, looking at, is it going to work from that overall view, then perhaps your tenancy is going to be a lot smoother for both parties in this scenario, right? Was the property marketed correctly to actually attract a great renter, a great person in the property who was going to look after it and treat it like its own. Sometimes the way we market properties, and I see it all the time, how properties can be marketed, down here, and they're getting X amount of rent, and they attract a certain type of person, and how you can, I guess, enhance that marketing campaign experience, maximizing your rent, obviously delivering a better tenancy and experience and environment for all parties involved. Was it that the marketing campaign went wrong and process wasn't followed? What about the selection of the property manager from the start? I get asked all the time, right? How do you select a property manager? What should I be looking for? What questions can I ask them? Well, maybe in this scenario, it didn't play full out, and this is why the application process was let down at that particular time. So a lot of the time, team, when your tenants vacate, and there could be some challenges, whether they've intentionally caused it or not. Sometimes I think we've got to go right back to the start on how we presented that property for that first tenancy, how we had that, what was our dialogue, how do we look at open homes, how do we, process applications. All that stuff we've spoken about in Wealth Coffee Chats. But ultimately, a bit of a rallying cry this morning because I'm really trying not to rant on about the tribunal system. It's no good for no one, team, when you get down there. This is why we talk about partnering with really good property managers who can help you hold and negotiate moving forward. So today, rallying cry, don't sit back, team, and just feel and think everything is okay. Your property manager, I cannot stress enough, your eyes and ears on the ground. A lot of you guys, and myself included, we've purchased something interstate where we're not there all the time. So please, team, don't sit back and think everything's okay. Get a strategy. If you don't have one, get one. And if you're open to finding out how to avoid these scenarios, obviously, of course, you can always reach out to us here. But a bit of a short, sharp rant this morning, team. Hopefully that come across all right to you guys. Any questions, pop in the chat for me. Let me know what you guys think about the tribunal. Maybe Jeff's got some feedback and some comments on that, I'm sure. But team, it's all about having the right team on side, right structures, right framework, and have a process and understand it from the rental provider and the landlord perspective, how the decision today can actually influence, what that tenancy might look like into the future. So that's it, team. Short, sharp. The tribunal system's broken. Let's all agree on that. Jeff says, if the agent doesn't do the job properly, it's just bailout, no recourse. Sometimes, Jeff, it's interesting perspective. I mean, in this case, they got fired, didn't they? In this scenario, and we had to sort of try and step in and make do. But this is my point, I guess, to what Jeff's saying, team. Don't just sit back. You need to get on the front foot and be proactive of this stuff. I've been doing this 13 years, and it still happens today. We can talk about things, but you've got to take action. You guys need to be comfortable that you've got a team who's going to keep you safe and help you maintain your wealth. Otherwise, the alternative is you'll be $10,000 less off in the pocket, which I don't think anyone anyone wants to do. Certainly I don't. I'm sure Bunty, Jeff won't want to either in that space. So, all right, team, I'm going to pause there. Otherwise, I will keep rambling on and ranting about the tribunal system. Hopefully, get information this morning, team. Listen, you guys have a lovely Wednesday. Don't forget, 8:10 tomorrow. Jason will be back with another topic. I'm sure maybe one of the 6-star team will jump on. But that's it today, team. You guys have a good Wednesday. Thanks for playing full out. See ya.
Episode of Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Improve your portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the 6-star team here at positivementor.com.au.